how about now?
I'm trying this again, and I don't know, I don't have a whole lot of confidence. I feel like I'm basically doing a live stream in the Philippines. That's about as reliable as this is. And I will eventually either do this or I will give up after this try, because I'm starting to lose interest myself. But anyway, we'll see. What I've done is I've hopped on the 2.4G wireless network to see if that will provide me with some degree of reliability. And I only stream in 720p. That's the thing. It's like, bro, but if you guys don't know, GoPro does a number of things correctly. What they regularly do incorrectly is design and provide batteries that will not expand when they're being used or being charged inside of a GoPro. So that's amazing. The second thing is the software that they provide for cameras to be able to control it remotely. The apps they have, they're pretty subpar. They're like about a B at best, usually about a B minus. And interestingly enough, I'm doing all of the stuff that I'm doing today after a probably about a 15-minute update to the software that I didn't have to do, but it certainly encouraged me to do earlier today prior to this. But hey, we shall see if this works. The goal is to basically have fun, and so far I'm doing that today, so that's kind of nice. But yeah, I don't think there's any real need to. We'll see. We'll see how long this can go. This is version 3.0 this morning, and but I'm really enjoying myself down here. I don't know if you guys. I don't know if you guys have had, you know, the ability to come down here to Jomtien. It's a pretty damn cool spot. And let me see if this is. Oh yeah, there we go. Cool. It's actually streaming. Ain't that nice? This is a really cool spot. There's a part of me that actually wants to come down here and set up a broadcast studio. But then I get lazy and think, nah, I don't know about that. Seems to be working. Yeah, finally, right? Oh my God, Mike figured out technology. What a brilliant young man. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate you coming by, dude. I did discover something pretty cool, that if I have my battery, external battery plugged into the GoPro, I can take out the battery and it will still operate. It just has a red X saying no battery, but at least you can power it remotely, so that's pretty nice. The other neat thing about coming down here from Bangkok is that I took the bus and it had plenty of legroom and didn't take long at all. Air-conditioned bus, very clean, hardly any people on it. And the bus ride takes about 2 hours. It takes me about another 35 to 40 minutes, because I walk from the bus station all the way down to the beach, all the way down to Pattaya Beach Road. And so that's, you know, I don't know, it's a fun trip for me. And I've been down here sort of like working on some possible business projects. I had actually a really great idea yesterday that involved leveraging the Grab API for Grab delivery, basically. So that might be some front-end software / app that I work on today. Hey, what's going on? So this is just the music from the place, and they have this giant tree here, and they have like speakers strapped to it, and then there's like one of those like Bluetooth connected Fender little powered speakers over there, and the fidelity is quite good. In fact, I'm sure it's probably overpowering my voice, which is good because I'm like literally looking directly at the other patrons where my voice normally would carry, and so with any luck, they're like, oh my God, we love this music. It helps to drown out white men. So hopefully that's what's occurring. Got my own fan. which has been pretty nice. Here's something that's interesting for me from a business / technology perspective here in Thailand. I may or may not have told you you guys this before, but the FCC, basically the Thai FCC, they are the NBTC here, and they are basically removing the ability for commercial FM broadcasters, even community, I mean, even small, like low power FM, if you were to translate it from the US to here, they're limiting the ability from those broadcasters to do broadcasting over the next 18 months, and then all those licenses will be invalid, so it's kind of a bummer. Oh, okay, where am I? So, I put it in the title, but it's called Title Arts Space Cafe Gallery. So if you Google that, Robbie, you'll find out where I am down here on the beach. It's basically probably about 50 meters in front of where you said the night street food collaboration was last night. It's probably 100, maybe 150 meters from the 90 in the road that goes from Beach Road inland. So yeah, so if you guys are down here in Jomtien, and I gotta tell you, I mean, again, when I was going to Pattaya, I was going to Pattaya because I was going to Pattaya, and I was going to Pattaya for what Pattaya provides. And again, I'm talking about like 10 years ago. Which is funny, yeah, no, so this November will mark 10 years of me coming to Thailand. This November will also mark 3 years of me basically claiming Thailand as my permanent residence. However, by November, in those 3 years, I only will have been out of the country for basically 2 months in Philippines, February and March of this year, and then 2 to 3 months that I'll be spending in the United States in July, August, and probably a little bit of September. Although, you know what's funny is, like, one of the things I was going to do is Gracie and I were going to go down to Florida in September, because of course in September it starts getting cool in New England, in the Boston area. And so we were going to head down to Florida, and one of the places we were going to go is on the West Coast. Like, we like the West Coast a lot better, so I certainly do. I think Gracie is in agreement. And I was going to go see Joe, but I guess in September he's heading over here, so. So I'll come back to where Joe is living later on in the year. But let me have a look here and see if this is actually working. It's, you know, it's interesting. I actually think this is a limitation of my phone, because hey Paul, what's up, man? I think that it's kind of, I'm trying to like figure out a way to like be able to see, because I'm the camera portion is my GoPro is what I'm using, and then I'm tethered to the phone with my GoPro so I can see the comments. But what I like to do is pause the YouTube video streaming portion and then just look at the comments, right? So that way I can see your comments. So hopefully that'll work. Yeah, there we go. Now I just do it like this, and then I can see your comments and put that right there. Ta-da! I'm having an iced mocha. And the great thing about the weather today is that right here, and then I have my fan and my brick. Now that's really weird that that dog barked, actually. When I came up, the dog was incredibly friendly. And I'm not usually a fan of tiny little dogs. Any dog that you can fit in a microwave, as far as I'm concerned, is not a dog. It's either last resort dinner, or you should basically just trade it in for a cat. But for me, if I'm gonna have a cat, then it's gonna be either like a puma or a jaguar. So really, you know, domesticated. Are all cats in Thailand Siamese cats? There's been so much opportunity for enjoyment in a number of areas. Thailand obviously the Thai food, so there's that. But just, you know, like right now, this breeze, it's great because I feel like I'm getting 100% use out of my iced mocha, because as I've been drinking this, the ice has been melting, and so I always get so disappointed because I like cold drinks, but I will get a drink and then there will be ice in it, but I'll drink it too fast in the sense that there will be ice left, and so it's like I'm leaving this hardened water behind, and I'm not getting full ROI from my commitment to the drink. Here's an interesting thing about this part of Jomtien is that the bot bus frequency is significantly less. The density is less down here. And yeah, I think actually my phone is freezing up. I think that's actually the problem. And that's sort of interesting because the beauty of this phone was that it was 7,500 baht. The downside is that for 7,500 baht, I got a phone that basically is worth about 7,500 baht. So there's that. And so now I'm basically frozen and have no clue what I'm doing. But to be fair, the whole I got no clue what I'm doing thing, that's not uncommon for me. I may head out to the beach because, again, the only comments that I got about positive video streaming was the fact that when I was walking around it was good. So who knows. The GoPro app still tells me I'm doing north of 2 megabits a second, so that's good. And small dogs, offshore fishing bait. See, dude, I totally get you. Totally get you. Gotta love Thailand, Dave. So good to see you. Good to see you that week that we were in Koh Chang. That was tons of fun, buddy. I was like totally digging that. That was really cool. I'm hoping to, you know what though? I mean, I get how getting there for you is, you know, it's a ride in the car, so it's no big deal. The bus ride down there is, you know, because if you're going somewhere, especially an island, right? I mean, unless the road that you're taking is like right along the beach, at the end of the day, it's more about the destination than the journey, even though I'm a fan of journeys. And I will say that the bus that I took, if you guys are going to be thinking about going to Koh Chang, the bus that I took went from Suvarnabhumi Airport all the way down to the pier, and the pier where you take the ferry over to Koh Chang. Let's see, it was, I think it was 600 baht one way. But I think it was what, 1,000 baht round trip? Does that sound right? Can't remember. Let me see if this goes to Gracie so she can watch the live stream. Yeah, it'd be kind of neat. Get her to cruise over. She's actually in Manila now, and the great thing about her trip is wild success that we achieved by her having a piece of paper that has a rubber stamp on it, so you know it's real. And from the Department of Foreign Affairs that basically says, this is the day that we will release the passport to your daughter. And I believe the passport's good for at least 5 years. I'm thinking it's actually good for 10. So she'll have a Philippine passport that's good for 10 years. And in that time, I can almost guarantee I will figure out a solution on how to get her to the United States. You know, it's funny, I was just thinking about something and I almost just like teared up there for a second, is I would really like my parents to be able to meet Euris, my daughter, our daughter, Gracie's daughter. Before they pass away. That was weird. That's never sort of been a time goal, you know? Like I want to climb Machu Picchu by the time I'm 50, I think was, or by the time I'm 40, which was, for example, Robbie walking in my shoes. I think that was his goal. He wanted to, you know, and people say that too. I wanted to own a house before I was 30, kind of thing. And I was 30 when I bought my first house. I was 6 years sober, and I bought my first house. Not bad. So yeah, that's just kind of a weird aside. I really got sort of distracted by that thought of am I now, is the Gantt chart for my life now basically planning on making sure certain things occur if there is in fact a bucket list? Does my bucket list include things that I want to accomplish before my parents pass away? Wow, that's, I don't know. You know, that's a reality. I mean, I don't really have anything that I want to do before I pass away, other than make sure that Gracie has more than enough resources to be able to live a life either the same or better than she has right now when I'm gone. But kind of a morbid topic, I suppose, which is really good. Mike, thank you. Oh my God, Mike, thank you so much for all of the value you add with this negativity and darkness, my friend. Yeah, I gotta tell you, this phone is becoming rather disappointing in its ability to provide a live stream. Hey Gracie, what's up, honey? How you doing? Thank you for coming by. I appreciate the shout out, yo. What are you gonna end up doing? You gonna stay there, or are you gonna get more stock? I mean, I know I didn't buy like the 20 kilos of check-in luggage for you to take stock back home, but hey, what's going on, Side Trip Life? I wish I knew your real name. I apologize, but hi, Side Trip. Oh yeah, that's right. I did see that you had vlogs from down there. I think I did one, maybe two. I have like 8 of them that are on my memory stick that I've uploaded to my laptop that eventually I'll probably edit. I haven't done a live stream in so long. Quite frankly, because you do them, Side Trip, and I get to watch yours. If you guys have not subscribed to Side Trip Life and watch his videos regularly, if you ever had a question in your mind, I wonder what kind of videos Mike's wants to make, he's the guy. Because he's got personality and warmness and data and fact and fun and laughter, and he's got a lot more calmness probably than I exhibit externally. But he's fully from Canada, whereas I'm only passport Canada. I've not lived up there for years in a row and paid taxes Canada. I'm just I'm Canadian by abrasion. but yeah, Side Trip Life's great. And 7 kilos hand carries enough. Okay, that's cool. You bought some dresses? All right, awesome. Yeah, you probably know him too, right, Dave? He's great. And you know what's funny? If you guys ever go to Koh Phangan and you're up near Koh Ma, which is basically like that ridiculously popular Instagrammable isthmus that then goes to like this little island. That island is referred to as Koh Ma. And then just south of that is Had Mei. And there is a resort there that I stayed at for several weeks. And I'm driving up and I park my motorbike and then I'm walking up towards the lobby and there's this giant cage and there is the talking bird sitting there. And I walk up to it and literally the first thing it says to me is, "Sawadee ka." And I'm like, oh my God, this is where Side Trip Life filmed that intro part to all of his videos, right? So I like take a video of it and I get all excited and I upload it and I make a video and I'm like, this is great. And then I somehow like sent it to him or communicated with him and I'm like, dude, check out this thing. But he never got his from Koh Phangan. I can't remember what video or where he ended up videoing that thing, but the funny part is like I just stood there and I literally would say "Sawadee ka" to this bird and it would reply back within seconds. And I think he responded like, dude, it took me like 2 hours to get this bird to say "Sawadee ka" for my video. But what's interesting, I mean, again, it's a mockingbird, right? So what it does is it ingests sounds that are regular and then it mocks it back, right? It repeats it back. And because of where it was situated, a lot of people would drive their motorbikes up to this thing. So, and he would hear people say "Sawadee ka" and that sort of thing. But he would also hear motorbikes drive up. So the bird would say things like "Sawadee ka," but then you would hear it go, and it would make the sound of the motorbike traveling up to where it would park right next to its cage. And I just found, I said, okay, of all the noises that this thing hears all day long is hi in Thai from a female and the sound of a motorbike entering. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, that is a pretty cool car, right? The new one that he got? That's awesome. Aside, how long are you in Koh Chang? You took the plane down there, which, I mean, again, I probably would do it, especially if I got the deal that you got. I believe you flew down on Bangkok Airways for 1,500 baht, which is not a bad price in general. It's also a very good price for Bangkok Air, because arguably Bangkok Air is overpriced if you're comparing it to the regular prices of flights on places like, or on carriers like AirAsia, Nok Air, Vietjet, that sort of thing. So, but you know, I mean, they really, I mean, they limit your bags big time, just like AirAsia does, and I get that. But, okay, want to see my buddy? This buddy says, you know, that hammock is absolutely made for her. It is not made for someone my size. But she's living the dream. I remember when that was literally hours of fun, being able to sit in a bag of fabric that held me from underneath a tree. I'm also trying to think at what age I became okay with music like this, because this is actually very pleasant, and hopefully not copyrighted, whatever, so YouTube will chastise me in some way for my lack of creativity reusing other people's music. But this is really pleasant, and before this I would have been like, dude, if it's not like AOR or Top 40 or alternative rock, you're not cool. This is pretty cool right now. Oh, you know what I just realized? This thing that they have there, I don't know if you can see that based on silhouette, but basically the mesh, the bamboo mesh cover that they made, that's one of those things that you see them basically using as a instantaneous cage for roosters, right? But they've made it into a little flower hanging thing. Where are you? Why, there's a hammock? I'm at a coffee shop, honey. In a place just south of Prachuap Khiri Khan. Plane was a great deal for BKK. Yeah, I get it. Are you coming back on the plane, or are you gonna do the bus? I will say that the bus ride down there, I mean, we didn't have to wait that long at the ferry to go from the mainland over to Koh Chang. And again, I love ferry rides. The ferry ride could have taken 2.5 hours, and I would have been okay with the whole bus ride being 7.5 hours in. But the ferry ride's about 45 minutes, 30 minutes to 45 minutes. And but the bus ride, I mean, it was like 7.5 hours. Now there weren't a lot of people in the bus, and I had, you know, the 2 seats to myself, and I could put my legs out and that sort of thing. But even if I wanted to like sit up kind of straight and not be constantly turning my hips to the left for the entire 7 hours, I literally could not get comfortable just sitting up straight, even for like a few seconds. There's such little leg room in these things. So the bus from Suvarnabhumi I can't recommend. If you're my height, for Gracie and anyone her size, it's outstanding, because it's 1,000 baht round trip. You don't need to tell them when you're going to leave, except maybe the night before. So you don't need to, like, you know, schedule the return ticket and then, you know, want to stay longer or leave earlier and get your return amount sort of wasted. But yeah, 7.5 hours. Yeah, so I got the hammock, honey. Look at the hammock. That young child is definitely enjoying her phone as well as hammock. And it'd be kind of cool if Robbie shows up. Again, if you didn't hear me mention it on the other streams, whatever, there's a YouTube channel called Walking in My Shoes. I didn't put the link to it below right now, but I will afterwards, after this like gets produced and available for like video on demand after. I'll put a link to YouTube Walking in My Shoes. I think he's got over 200 subs, so I believe he can do the vanity URL of youtube.com/walking in my shoes. So I don't know if he's got that done yet or not, but regardless, I think if you type in Walking in My Shoes in YouTube, you should come up with his channel. It's basically just his channel's icon is a picture of his face in black and white, guy with a beard. And so that's Robbie, and he's a new YouTube vlogger. He's a new Thailand vlogger. And what you guys might find really, really entertaining is the fact that he is so new, and he is discovering things that if you've come here for a while, a lot of us have discovered a long time ago. And so it's nice. It's sort of like a nostalgic reminder of, at least for me, of some things that I sort of either take for granted or don't appreciate as much just because I'm seeing them now for the 11th time. So unfortunately, you know, and I think you guys may do this too, I suffer from shiny red ball syndrome, which means I get distracted by new cool things, but I also sort of want new cool things in my life. That doesn't happen with everything, not the least of which is Gracie. I'm more than happy to see her every day for the rest of my life. But the other thing is like beaches. Like I could literally walk on the exact same beach every single morning and be pretty damn happy, provided it's one of the beaches I like. I can sit by the seaside and listen to and stare at waves crashing on the beach for basically enough hours such that I've never had enough of them in a row. It's always, oh, I'm gonna go now, or I'll come back to this or whatever. It's like I could always sit and watch that more, listen to that more. And bonfires. I can stare at bonfires just, you know, flaming away for hours. If I can if I have a bonfire down by the beach at night with the waves crashing on the beach, I mean, you know, that's heaven for me. I mean, especially if you guys would bring marshmallows and we can make s'mores, that would be good. The chocolate needs to be soft though, so that when you put the warm marshmallow inside inside of the graham cracker sandwich, the chocolate melts because of the heat of the marshmallow. Remember that. I don't know if they'd ever done it before, but I certainly encouraged, if not taught, children how to roast marshmallows when we were at Gracie's parents' farm for our wedding weeks when we were back there. And now what's interesting is that I believe that I'm streaming still with some degree of, 27 minutes with some degree of success. But what I don't know is if there are, in fact, YouTube tells me there are 10 people watching, but I don't know, I haven't seen any comments in a while, so I don't know if this is accurate. It's very disappointing. I don't like when I can't rely on technology, which is too bad. But, and I also don't know if any of you guys can hear me. Maybe the music is overpowering my voice and you're like, yeah, Mike, that's really neat, like watching your lips move, hearing, you know, jazz music in the background, waiting for my tapas to arrive at my piano bar. 100% ROI. Big fan of that. I didn't have an agenda for this live stream. Can you tell? I'm pausing a lot more than I normally pause, aren't I? I think it's because I have such enjoyment of where I'm at, my surroundings. It's nice. I know that there are guys that I'm, you know, fairly close to that are coming. Yeah, see, now I just refreshed and all of these comments show up. YouTube did not notify me, Mariano. Oh, Aztec, good to see you, man. Good to see you, Mariano. Always smile when I see your name up there. I am actually surprised that YouTube didn't notify you of my live streams, only because this is my third try this morning. The first was on my 5G, which was unreliable. The second was on the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi network of the coffee shop I'm at. That didn't work either, and now that I'm on the 2.4, it seems to be fairly reliable. So there you go. I always find it entertaining when the most reliable solution that I arrive at is the one using the oldest technology available. The 2.4 gigahertz band of Wi-Fi, where my maximum upload, I think I did a speed test and my upload's like 40 megabits a second, which of course is more than adequate for a YouTube live stream of a 720p video, but the connection actually between my GoPro and my phone is also on that network. Perfect pick, sound from GoPro Live. Love the venue and tunes. Gotta run, enjoy Side Trip Live. I love you, Side Trip Live. You're really great, dude. You're really great. Selfishly, I wish that you will make yourself available for me to hang out with you one day in Bangkok or anywhere else, quite frankly, but I understand that you you have a life that is, at least from my vantage point, visibly very enjoyable, so I wouldn't want to disrupt that. But selfishly, I would love to buy you a smoothie. Thanks for coming by. It's sort of interesting. I remember when my life was, and my career was getting more visible. And if any of you guys have experienced this in your life, you become more visible and you become potentially more like desirable, right? And so more people want to hang out with you, more people want your time, which is an honor. And you know, it's not the reason you do it, kind of thing. Like, in other words, I didn't take on this next job, and I didn't take on that next responsibility, and I didn't want to be part of this board, and I didn't want to be a leader in this organization so that I would become more visible. You know, because just because I became more visible didn't mean I became more viable. But I do know what it's like to have to basically schedule your time, your face time with others. And you know, sometimes that can become a little tiresome. And I'm quite certain that when, you know, Side Trip Life, as far as I know, he's got like 25,000 subscribers. And the other thing too is that when he posts a video, I think he gets well north of 25,000 views on those videos. So he's in demand, he's desirable, he is viable, and he's also, you know, fairly visible, meaning the channel. And what he provides, other than just data and fact, is his own sort of personality, but his desire to share. You know, arguably, my judgment of him is that he's living the dream. You know, and maybe that's yours too, I don't know. I saw your Facebook posting yesterday about full stack developer in Thailand and make money not in Thailand. Yeah, that was pretty funny, right? So, yeah, he does have excellent videos. I'm glad you watched them. Yeah, it was just weird. It was one of these ads that popped up. I removed the company that was advertising it. It was like called BizNet Dev or something like this. They were, you know, it was a sponsored ad by Facebook, or on Facebook. And I was just like, okay, so they want someone who's a full stack developer, and they need to know at least one programming language, and they need to be an expert in Java, and they need to be able to do HTML and CSS, which I get it. That's the full stack, I get it. And they can pay them 45,000 to 55,000 baht. So they can pay them $1,700, and the taxes here aren't that bad. So you'd basically walk home with about 1,600 bucks, $1,500, north of 1,500 US dollars, certainly. You know, for working, and if it's sort of the standard work week for Thailand, it might be 6 days in a row. Potentially 5 though, but yeah, it wasn't much salary. And you know, even just as soon as like, or just as recently as like 5 or 6 years ago when I used to come here, you know, that skill set was not common here, and so therefore it was actually reasonable for them to be like, well, I guess we just need to pay 60 to 75,000 baht a month for this, because we can't hire anyone local. We'll have to get a foreigner to come in here and do that. And if you don't know, if you're going to get a work permit and work here as a foreigner, it's a requirement that you get paid 50,000 baht at least per month, unless you're a teacher, which is just ridiculous. Like, you can do any profession, but if you're a teacher, then we can get away with paying you less than minimum. They basically pay you less than minimum wage, if you will, as a foreigner. That's just like so disappointing. Okay, now just for a technical sort of check-in, the last comment I see is from Mariano saying that he loves Side Trip Life videos, and I haven't got a refresh comment for that. And what I believe is occurring is that I'm not getting updated comments on YouTube, and I'm not, because I had to close the app and reopen it, and now I see that, oh, Aztec, you subscribed, very cool. Yeah, it's a good one. Nice tunes. Good to see you, Mike. Right on, traveler. When are you coming back to Prachuap Khiri Khan, man? Or are you coming back to Thailand and just going somewhere else? It was so funny, Gracie and I are walking down the sidewalk in Prachuap Khiri Khan at the night market, and this guy comes up and he was very cordial, starts talking to me, and I'm like, hey, cool, how do you know me? and he's like, oh, I'm Mike. I said, oh, okay, cool. He's like, Traveler. He tells me his name on YouTube, right? I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're so cool. He's always been very nice. So thanks for coming by the live stream, man. It's good to have the it's good to have you guys as part of the Cool Kids table. I'm glad you like the music. I mean, certainly that was unintentional, and I hope the level of it against my voice is perfect for you, because it's quite nice just sitting here having it in the background, I will say. It'll be very interesting though to see what YouTube labels this music as. Is it copyright free, or you know, whatever. I don't care about the monetization. It's just more of a morbid curiosity than anything else, really. I'm gonna head back to the beach, man. I love it here, and I love hanging out with you guys. And but I will tell you, the beach is right in front of me, and I'm a beach guy, so I'm gonna head back down to the beach. I may even go for a swim in the pool that I have in my condo, hotel room. I took video earlier today of me leaving the condo and walking to the beach and then walking down here and stuff, so I may edit that and upload that. I still have like 5 videos from Koh Chang that I haven't put out, but yeah, so with that, it's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com saying I hope you guys are living the dream. I'm really honored that you came by the live stream, especially since it took me 3 tries to get the friggin' technology right. But Global FM, oh my god, these are like new people. Thank you so much for coming by the channel. These are names I haven't seen before. I'm really honored by the guys that I know and love that they're part of the Cool Kids table. But yeah, Global FM, ET, thank you so much, man. ET, travel freely. ET, travel free, is that what it's supposed to be? I don't know, maybe not. But Aztec, always good to see you. Mariano, Chris, you're my brother, dude. Love you, man. Love you big time. Honey, I'm glad I'm so grateful, honey. Even after, on the 3rd try, we're gonna get Eureka passport. That is gonna change all of our lives, I think, and you know, my ego tells me that it's gonna improve her life, but who knows, maybe I'm not gonna have a part in that. But and then of course Robbie, walking in my shoes. If you guys don't mind, I would really be honored if you would subscribe to my friend Robbie's channel called Walking in My Shoes. And with that, it's Mike's from LiveMyAssOff.com. And I hope you're living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, then there's a high likelihood that you walked by the sidewalk and saw a place like this, but you didn't come in. Who's this?
Roger McGee.
Oh my god, ladies and gentlemen, Roger McGee. Oh my god, and he's not wearing pants, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Look at you. How are you? I guess I can't get us both in here unless you want to sit on my lap or next to me.
Nobody wants to see me.
All right, fair enough. It's up to you, man. How are you?
Good.
Good. Now you're living...
Go down that way at the Riviera.
You're at the Riviera?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where my buddy Robbie's staying. And I've spent the last 3 afternoons up on the 43rd floor
Really?
in the, I can't remember what it's called. It's like a lounge of some kind.
Yeah.
And he and I literally been working away for like 6 or 7 hours.
Is that right?
And you're, what floor are you on?
27.
Oh my God, so he's on 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you.
Oh, I love that place.
It's nice. It's very nice.
13,000.
Good for you. 1 bedroom, studio, what?
1 bedroom.
Okay, nice. That's great, man. And what's your tree? No, that's not her. Is that okay, cool. I'm usually bad with names, so I didn't know that was her.
Yeah.
That's great.
She's back in the Cold Dome right now.
Good.
Back in the
Right on. Were you actually watching, or did you just walk by and say, "Oh my God, another bald white guy"?
Then
I can't.
I seen you online. I thought, hey, that's not really for her. I'll walk down there.
Right on. It's a nice. I love this end of the beach.
I haven't been down here.
I mean, more trees would be nice, but man, it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know how far they may go, but it'd be cool if they just...
How long have you been here?
Almost 3 months.
And are they like slowly, like 100?
Not that I can tell.
Oh, really?
But I haven't been down here on this end much.
Okay.
I usually go down the other way.
Okay. Yeah, if they go all the way, oh my God, that's gonna change the complexion of this place big time. Oh, let me turn this off. See you guys. We're living the dream, I promise.